Yo, what's up, guys? This is Shogun X, and this is. Yep,
They do.
yep. Okay, and today we're gonna be ranking Christopher Nolan's movies. We're also gonna be doing this a similar tier list with a Quentin Tarantino. So
In
stay
preparation
tuned for that.
for, Nolan's Oppenheimer movie, which Shogun over here is very excited to see it. We'll definitely make a review on that this July, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, and I can't believe he didn't realize like that a nuclear bomb or atomic bomb would kill people. Oh
Oh
no.
well.
Alright,
Alright.
so first we got Batman Begins. Um, I wanna
Um,
let's put all these together. Alright, so Begins. What are your thoughts on that, the dude?
I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's a good movie. It sets up Bruce Wayne for the Christian Bale Batman, and I liked it.
I,
I also, bro, I feel like Christian Bale is so iconic in Batman, man.
yeah.
Like I like him.
Well, I like Christian Bale's Batman. I found it enjoyable. Some of the action scenes though were kind of poor, and the what was it? No, Scarecrow wasn't very interesting either.
Uh,
But overall, it's like Batman, solo film.
yeah,
It's fine. It's pretty fun. It's a good start.
yeah.
It
I
was
like the
pretty good.
music that plays whenever Batman is like, dun, dun, dun. I don't know, I can't do it. But I'll put it on good right here. What would you rank
You
it?
put it where?
Good. I'll put it
I'm
good.
putting good.
And then, do you want to go higher or lower? When both of us can different choices.
All right, we can go higher.
Alright, sure. We got The Dark Knight. Okay, that's a good movie. On this list, let's talk about Dark Knight first, cause let me say my thoughts, and then you can say your thoughts. For this movie, I feel
All
like
right.
there's more action, cause you already there's the like you already know Batman, like it's already been set up. And then I like the action. I mean, and of course the villains, like bro. And I love the
Yeah, because
ship scene, man. I love the scenario with Joker and the ship scene. I love that. I love the philosophical questions that and like psychological questions that scene brings up. And I was just
I think
entertained throughout. I loved it.
Yeah, the truck scene, action scene. It's like probably peak action for Nolan. Heath Ledger as Joker, phenomenal. I think that's not even. I think everyone agrees on that. It's really good. He does a really fantastic job, and his Joker is pretty threatening. One of the best villains in comic books, and it's really nice to see him brought to life. And I love Harvey's transition and the twists and turns the movie takes. Yes, the movie does have a sort of few little flaws. Like there are some plot holes here and there. We're not gonna go into everyone. Like you got
What's
like
one
little
of
dumb
them?
stuff like how one guy just randomly brings a gun in the courtroom, and that's only there to make Harvey look cool. It's just like what is happening?
Uh,
But
but
but yeah,
overall, though, it's a decent movie.
where would you put it?
On this list, I don't know if it should be called masterpiece, but on this list, I'll put it masterpiece.
No, I'll put it in great. It's
And
there.
then
It's
we
not
decided that when both of us can't decide, it goes higher. So
well. Why is it a masterpiece though? Like
you
it's
know
not.
why? Because I feel like there's movies that are better than Batman Begins, but they're worse than The Dark Knight. I feel like they have their own category.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
but
not
it's
calling
not.
it a masterpiece itself. This is just what the tier list said. But I feel like compared to all these movies, it might as well be.
All right.
Speaking of masterpieces, we got Dark Knight Rises. I know this is your favorite movie of all time.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, just put it at the bottom of the list. Let's move on.
Uh, I'll just say though, like I hated the twist, man. Apparently, someone who reads the comics told me that they do the twist way better in the comics, but I just hated it. I love
Yeah,
the cave scene though, or the where he climbs up the
I yeah that scene. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just start with positives of this movie. The everything no one's known for, like the cinematography, production value, and all
uh
that. That's all great. Like that, there are some scenes that are nice, like the that look cool, like the football scene in terms of scale, like the plane scene and all that. It's there, and that car Catwoman drive, that's kind of cool. Anne Hathaway looks pretty. Um, uh, uh, the cave
Cool.
scene
The
is
opposite of cool. Cool.
the cave scene there is like probably one of my favorite scenes in the Dark Knight trilogy. Everything else, however, is just unbelievable. I do not like this at all. It's got to the point. It's just like, what is happening? Like, there's so much suspension of disbelief. Like, the plane scene is just like a complete like cluster. Like, I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, I have to get into a review. Um, the guy, all of a sudden Bane just throws him in some pit all the way across the
Bane is.
world.
I don't like Bane as a villain, man. I don't like him.
I I respect Tom Hardy, but I do not. Bane, like you see this guy in the comics, like he's this big bulking guy. He's strong. He's really good. He's like it's impressive, but in here he just looks that weird voice. He's just so like what is even the word? Like he's just so not intimidating. And like the big iconic scene like of Bane breaking Batman's back.
Yeah.
That it's so when I watched this movie, like the fight scene here was just so awful. I was just like, what am I watching? This is not good. But then that scene where he breaks his back, it's just like, really? That's it? So half-assed? Not even impressive at all. And the fact that Bruce gets it healed by just a punch in the back is just
Alright, man. But do you actually think it's terrible though?
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's your actual rating on this list?
Yeah.
For me, I don't. Oh, for me, I don't think it's terrible. I think it's watchable. I don't like it, but I think you hate it a bit too much. I'll put it watchable, and then until it bounces out to watchable. Because you said high rating. I mean, I asked you, bro. I asked you. You said high rating. You suffered the consequences.
What? How could you put this? Like, come on. Like the him and Catwoman have no chemistry. Like you. And the ending was also dumb. Like really,
I will say though, I don't think any of these movies are terrible though. That's my take.
Yeah.
Dunkirk. What are your thoughts?
One last thing about Dark Knight Rises. How did you feel about like when they sent every cop underground?
I didn't care about the cops. I feel like they're just like filler characters, like side characters. They just do their thing. I know they're gonna lose then. Like there's no point of it.
I'm missing.
Alright, so Dunkirk, what would you rank this? And then, like, what do you think about that movie?
Done.
Because only you've seen it.
Done. I think, I don't know how to describe my feelings. I don't know whether I should put it this on good or great. It's definitely not your type of movie. But just for, like, pure immersion or spectacle, maybe I'd have to be in the mood to put it in the great territory. I definitely really like the ending. Like, it's just kind of heartwarming. And, like, none of the characters, like, it's not really the movie's not supposed to be about characters. It's supposed to be immersion and like seeing the event and just seeing the style of it, which I respect. But obviously, everyone's gonna be into. It definitely is fascinating seeing all these men. So I'll put it in. Yeah, I'll put it in great.
We got following. We haven't seen. I'm just gonna put this. I guess we just create a new category. Let's call this add one below. Then we call the have not seen.
Yeah.
Right. Following we have, I think it's a pretty old one also. We got Inception. Okay, let me give my thoughts on Inception. I feel like maybe for its time it was good, and I can respect it, bro. Like I can respect the creativity behind Inception, but you know what ruined this movie for me? Like, unironically, no meme, like, Rick and Morty ruined it for me. Like, I feel like I've seen, like, Rick and Morty does the concept, Inception does, like, so many times, man. And, like, by the point, like, I watched Inception, I was just, like, already used to the concept, so it wasn't that shocking for me. And I don't think it was too confusing. There's another movie, I don't even think Interstellar was confusing. There's another movie that's more confusing than, like, both of them. Like, we'll get into that. Inception.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, and but I love the creativity for Inception though. I'll put it.
Yeah.
I will put it at. I guess I'll put it at good.
Good.
You put it good also.
Yeah. the first half of the movie, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of like, trying to follow along and everything. The second half is where I was like, more engaged and everything. But yeah, I really liked the creativity. Didn't really find the characters interesting though.
Insomnia. I mean, we haven't seen it. Okay, Interstellar. Let me give my thoughts on Interstellar, man. It's like when people say Christopher Nolan's a good director, like I've noticed like in Interstellar, like I feel like he's kind of like creative with his movies, and then bro, like the concept of Interstellar is so amazing. It's like just one word to describe this movie is interesting. Like this movie is so damn interesting, bro. Like from the like I was hooked from the start to the end. Like I was following along. Like I feel like the characters were decent. Like I got hooked. Well, the traveling through space. Oh, and the cinematography. You mentioned it while we were watching it. Like the scenes were just amazing.
Yeah,
But I do have a flaw though. Like I did not like the ending, man.
okay, yeah, that felt a bit weird and Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, like the power of love. Like that's just your like like scapegoat.
Like I think another thing is like with the whole world building, like it talks about like oh look at what happened to our world, like I feel like I wanted more elaboration on like what happened, what led to this, like we learned, and also some of the characters. But oh yeah, I really did. The main character is probably the most the one I was interested in the most.
Yeah, he's. I think he's one of my favorite Christopher Nolan main characters.
Yeah, you see him suffer the most through all this, like the fact, like you see him like struggle with the fact he lost decades with his own family.
Yeah,
he's the one who struggles the most. He's the one who changed.
Bro, that concept of relativity and time is so interesting. I think Interstellar does it good. It does it well.
Like that scene where he sees his daughter and son like grow, like be upset. Like it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is, man. I think I heard it somewhere that Carl Sagan actually worked on this, like the space and the astrophysics stuff. Like he actually contributed to this or was involved with it. Overall, I'll put it great.
All right, yeah, I can see that.
Where would you rank this?
Probably good / great, but yeah, you can put it great.
Because we go with the higher one. Honestly, this movie could have been a masterpiece for me. I feel like it had potential to be better than Dark Knight for me, man. Like if the ending was just like good, like they didn't just like use power of love to like just as a like scapegoat, just like get away with it. Like oh my god, man. You like actually like have good reasoning and like have foreshadowing for that reasoning like from the start. Like I would love that, man. I feel like it would be like a genuine masterpiece for me. What do you think about the ending though for Interstellar? I mean, you said it was kind of like Deus Ex Machina, but do you think it was like? Do you think it ruined the movie or what?
It didn't ruin the movie. It was just kind of strange to me, and it's just like I did like the part like I think not the ending, but like the events leading up to the end is kind of weird, but like the ending like where he meets his daughter again and they're on Saturn.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Or near it, yeah. It was kind of like a wholesome aspect to it, yeah. Alright, so we got Memento.
This is just regular good. Not a masterpiece, but just regular good.
I feel like this movie, like there's maybe in the start I was kind of like confused of like what's actually going on, but I feel like everyone would be. But then in the middle, there's like so many interesting aspects, especially when he's talking about like some other dude that I think we find out, like obviously spoilers for this entire list. It's kind of like self-implied that we're gonna be spoiling it, but he made up that character.
Yeah,
that's just crazy. Like that kind of has some Fight Club elements to it. I don't want to compare everything to Fight Club, but like making up a character in your own head. But like I know it's different though, so I won't call it a ripoff. Like unlike You season 4. But I feel like this movie's kind of like American Psycho. Like it's good, it has entertaining aspects, but like the ending is just you feel like you wasted your time watching it. Like it's so unsatisfying. Like the ending for Memento and American Psycho. Like I had the same feeling. Like they basically say that it was all for nothing. Like it didn't mean anything. Like the main character's still gonna keep on creating new people in his own head just to keep living life. I think this gets into nihilism. I'm not entirely sure what that is though.
Really good that one. I think like the whole story itself is just kind of there. It's fine. And if he didn't do it in his own stylistic path, like where we see it all in reverse, like yeah, I'm pretty sure people would have forgotten this movie. But the way he
Speaking of
did it was
reverse,
really
man,
cool.
Tenet has some reversing in it.
Yeah, the way
Memento,
that
I'll put it good.
I'll put it good too.
Bro, Tenet. Okay, so this movie's just it's the most confusing movie that Christopher Nolan has made, bro. I think it came out 2020 also. Like people say, oh, that I was confused watching Interstellar. Like, bro, that's compared to this, it's so easy to grasp. And compared to Inception, like, compared to Tenet, Inception and Interstellar, like, way easier to grasp. I'll tell you what makes Tenet confusing. So they have like bullets, right?
I haven't watched it.
I'll spoil it for you, kind of.
Interesting, but
It, it
well,
it's not a major spoiler, but like they basically have bullets that travel through time, like reverse time traveling bullets.
what? Yeah, time traveling bullet.
Yep. And it's not because they're time traveling; it's because their entropy is getting reversed. Like entropy, right? Like you've studied chemistry, so it's basically their entropy is getting reversed. It's so confusing, man. And then like I don't know like how he keeps track of that. Like the action scenes are so hard to follow. Like stuff is happening, but stuff's like going on in the in like reverse. And I don't even think we meet the antagonist like in the end. And like also I don't think it had a strong antagonist. I'll put it watchable. I mean it's not watchable because like I couldn't watch it because it was so confusing. But it's watchable in the sense that it's not terrible. Like I feel like some people say like it's like a bad movie. I don't think it's a bad movie. But it's just high commitment to this movie. And if you get it, I feel like it's really rewarding. I'll put it watchable. And then Prestige, you also haven't seen this one. Prestige is good. It's definitely I feel like it's carried by like the like high notoriety actors. Like this movie's good. It has some interesting aspects. Some philosophical questions about like what magic is. The start's interesting, but the middle is so like dragged out, boring, man. I don't know. I was just kind of bored. I know someone I personally know that really likes this movie. Like they also recommended it to me. The
Wait,
ending, the ending for this
is this
movie.
movie about,
What? Go on.
wait, is this movie who stars in this movie? Wait, is this about two magicians or something?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale.
Oh, all right, well, so what do they do? Like, are they in a murder mystery or something?
Yeah, like I think they're fighting like with each other about like who's a better magician, and then he does a magic
Uh,
trick where he dies, but then it turns out that I'll spoil the entire movie. The answer is just they're twins. Maybe I wasn't watching this movie that carefully, but I didn't like it that much. I don't I don't think it's terrible. I'll put it watchable, bottom of watchable.
oh,
Yeah, so that's just. I feel like
yeah,
if your main twist is just like, oh, they're twins, it's not that good of an ending for me personally.
yeah. I think you might stir up some controversy with this list, but
Yeah, but hey guys, that's your list for Christopher Nolan movies. Dude, you got any finishing thoughts on this list?
yeah, there's. I feel like we're missing something in terrible. Like,
Oh man, none of his movies are terrible, man. A terrible movie, like, come on, bro. Like,
okay, but his Dark Knight Rises, maybe it's not terrible, but it is pretty bad.
yeah, I guess you would say that it's for you. Maybe it's worse than these two. So on this list, you could say it's terrible. Well, I feel like it was watchable for me. It has,
Yeah.
bro. It has low lows, but it has that one high, man.
All right. Yeah, that scene was pretty good, but that's really it.
Alright, guys, that's your list. Make sure to like and subscribe.